All right, so today we're gonna go ahead and remove the tailgate trunk lights, or these two, because I do not like that yellow urinated ugly fugly color. So we're gonna go ahead and install the 6000K LEDs. To do so, we're gonna have to remove this area right here, this big panel, and then I'm gonna go ahead and frost out the lens. But in order for you to remove this panel right here, we're gonna go ahead and not go through this area. Just grab a flathead, and then from right here, okay, on this side, you're going to pry the same way I did here. And then once I did this one, once you do it on this side, you're going to go ahead and take both hands, one here, and then the other one over here, both hands, and you're going to pry downwards. This is the easiest way to do them, there and here. Because from over here, there is no space to pry out. None. You can't even fit your nail in here. And if you try to put any type of plastic wedge or a flathead, you're going to scratch the paint or you're going to scratch the panel. The reason why I'm saying it here is because if you look at the gap between these two panels, you can stick a flathead here and slowly keep prying until this opens up. All right? Actually, you can do it with your hand if you use some type of resistance, but I'm gonna go ahead and go with the flathead. Okay, there you go. Once you have your flathead here and you pry backwards for this to snap down, you're gonna hear a little snap. Then you're gonna take your hands, because you're gonna have enough space to put your fingers in between, and then you're gonna pry downwards until you hear another snap. And you're gonna do it slowly until you keep hearing that. Again, nothing is broken, everything is good. And then you're gonna continue doing so, but I'm gonna end right here. The reason why I'm gonna end it right here and then now start from that side is because this area has the light. And if you start from here and work all your way around to the other side, the light switch, the wires are gonna be hanging from there. So I'm gonna leave it the way it is. This area is gonna support this side. So now I'm gonna go ahead, show you. See that space right there? Because I already did this side. That little space is all you need to put your hand in here and pry downwards. I'm gonna need both hands, so I don't want to just use one hand. And then I'm gonna keep doing it slowly, slowly, slowly until I end it right here. And then from there, all you have to do is just this back side right here. And once you do that, the wires are gonna be hanging, so make sure you disconnect both wires. All right, there we go. Now I did this side. I also went ahead and used my hands to pry down the back side. Now everything is done. All of this to the corner right here is pried out. The only thing left is this side right here, which is simple. Like I said before, once you get towards this area, that's when you're gonna start seeing the wires. So make sure you're ready for that, because I have this thing where if I see wires hanging, it scares me. It feels like I'm gonna destroy the wires, or the wires are gonna rip and I'm gonna have to find another way to splice them. But right now, everything's working smoothly. All right, there you go. I'm holding it right now with my hand here, but showing you guys that this is the last step. This is the area where you wanna pry down. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and use my other hand to disconnect that wire, including that wire. All right, I forgot to mention, take a flathead and put it right here so you can pry this down, and then you can pull this out. All right, there you go. I was able to remove this, and then I got one lens here and then the other lens here. The reason why I removed the lens is I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to frost them out the same way I did with my map lights. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll have a link below of how I frosted my interior map lights. Let's see if you can see it through here. Those right there. And I'm gonna do the same thing with these. All right, so for a better view, I'm gonna show you guys, these are the trunk tailgate lens. I'm gonna go ahead and frost these up, but before I do wanna clean them out, make sure there's no dust. And the medium I'm using is this right here, the frosted glass Rust-Oleum. This you would have to put about 2 to 3 coats on top, and once it completely dries, you're gonna go ahead, rotate them upside down, And then you're gonna go ahead and do another 2-3 coats just to have that nice frosted look. So when you open up your tailgate, your trunk, it no longer eliminates that ugly yellow hue. You're switching them out with 3K light bulb, excuse me, 6K light bulbs to give it that cool white look, which I have throughout my whole interior, except for the kids, well, the back seat ceiling light. Those two, in the future, I'm gonna figure out a way how to remove those. But for now, we're gonna just do these two right here. All right, so I just finished doing the first coat. All right, so I made a video about these. These are the spare lights that I have, like the door lights, the map lights, but these, I already have these installed. I believe these are for the kids, the back rear lights. I may be wrong. This is spare light, door light, the glove box light, which I haven't done yet, but we're gonna go ahead and use the trunk lights, and I'll show you where we need to place this. I'm doing this while the lens are drying up. I just finished doing the first coat. Let me just put it right here. So this, let me show you where that light bulb is. I can just lift this up. There you go. This is the light bulb. I'm going to wait a while because it is still hot. I can feel it's warm. I'm gonna let that cool off, and then I'm gonna remove that with my hands and then just place it with the 3K. It's a simple job. Again, the hardest part for removing these lights is to pry the whole panel. And like I showed you guys, this is the best part to take them out. One, and then on the other side. And once you hear that pop, you're gonna stick your hands and you're gonna keep prying down. It is dirty, but I am not hurt, just dirty. Very easy job. This whole thing right now, it's taking me about, look at the steps I'm in already. I already had just painted the first coat on the lens. And just to show you that this has been only a good 4 minutes because this light bulb is still warm. So I'm still waiting for that to cool. So this whole process has already been in the 4 minutes or so. I'm gonna give it another couple of more minutes until that cools off, and then I'm gonna remove that old, ugly, urinating yellow light bulb and put the blue LED. Well, it's not blue, it's white, it's cool white. It has a little bit of blue in it. But either way, let me finish up. Okay, I put some gloves on, not because I'm worried about the lens, not because I'm worried about this bulb here. I'm more concerned about the new ones just because my hands are oily. I have paint on it from the frosted glass paint and dusty. So I don't want to touch those new LEDs onto the old one. Another thing that I forgot to mention is, okay, so when I remove this, and when you put the new LED bulb inside, make sure and test it out that it's working, because if they're not working, just flip the LED the other way around and then put it back in. It should work then. All right, there was a reason why I couldn't take it out from here. Silly me, I had to untwist from the top, from the socket, to remove that bulb. Okay, why is it like that? Looks like it was burning. Well, either way, you remove this. Can I do it with one? Again, I need both hands to do this. Unbelievable. I don't know what's coming out. There you go. But I will use both hands to put the new one in. Again, when you put the new LED in, and if it doesn't turn on when you plug it in, you're gonna have to take out the LED and just reverse it. Switch it around and put it back in. Okay, if you look at the corner, see where my index finger is? This area right here, that brown area, it is the shortest from all 4 sides. So you're gonna follow and mimic the same direction here. This is the smaller cutout. So you're gonna take it and you're gonna place it in there, and then you're gonna twist it towards the right. All right, once you have it inside, you're gonna go ahead. You won't be placing this from here. You're gonna be placing it from the bottom. And just look at that cutout, like that, okay? Sorry, like so, and then you're gonna pull it all the way up. All right, so I went ahead and removed these 2 ugly light bulbs and installed both LEDs. I showed you this side. I didn't really show you this side, but it's the same concept on both sides. Once you put them back into the foam core, You're gonna take the lens, which I'm not gonna show you yet because I'm still waiting for the lens to dry up from the frosted glass paint. And then you're gonna put the cap back in from the bottom to make sure that this side and the bottom lens are sealed together. And then we're gonna go ahead and then and then we're gonna go ahead and connect them both. And then that's the part where you're going to unlock the doors to make sure they're working, because if they're not working, you're gonna have to go ahead and take the light bulb and switch it to the other side. And you want to do that at this point. You don't want to do it when everything is snapped back inside, referring to the panel, because then if the lights are not working, you're gonna have to remove the whole panel again just to switch the light bulbs. Okay, so the second paint is dried up, but I'm not sure if you can see it close, but from the angle I can see that they're scratched up. Now, this vehicle is pre-owned, so I'm assuming the previous owner did have pets. The reason why I say this is because when I purchased the car, like a couple of days later, I came to realize when I was cleaning up, there were some little hairs, and they were like brown, white, that I believe were pet hair. So it's kind of annoying. I should have known this before because I would have just bought new lens, but it's not that noticeable. But to me, I like being precise and fully detailed when it comes to my car. So that's gonna bother me. Hopefully when these dry up and I flip them the other side underneath, I'm gonna paint that too, and hopefully it kind of blends in well where you don't really see the scratch lens. Okay, this is the third coat. I didn't really show the second coat. That's when I was installing the LEDs, but there we go. It looks wet, looks clear, but when it dries up, gives it that frosted look, as you can see here. So that's done. Now I'm done on the top, but I'm gonna have to give it another 2 coats when I flip it over. And then wait another 20 minutes, and then I'll be able to install everything back on the trunk. So here's a tip. Just take them out of the foam core, and then plug them just like that. I'm going to unlock the doors and see if they are working. Go get my keys. Here we go. See if they're working. Unlock. And they are. There we go. Nice. Real nice. Now I'm gonna go ahead and flip them over and be ready to apply a nice fresh coat. All right, I was able to flip them over. That is the first coat applied on the underside or underneath the bottom layer of the trunk tailgate lens. It's looking really nice now. All right, there we go. That is the second coat. I'm going to go ahead and now do the third and final coat. All right, there we go. Completely done. Let me just flip them over. These bad boys are frosted and they look good. All right, so now let me go ahead and bring these bad boys over here. This is the setup that I have right now. Again, I'm doing this by myself. I'm gonna take the panel and place it onto the bubble wrap and then start connecting them. Okay, so once you went ahead and tested out the bulb and it's working correctly and you no longer have to switch it, make sure that you take the lens that's frosted, use some gloves because you don't want any oily fingers touching the freshly painted lens. Okay, I went ahead and did the other side as well. This is the driver's side. So now the driver's side and passenger side, they're both done. Now let me go ahead and plug them in and then just start snapping in the panels. There you go. Let me just zoom in. Looks great. I'm going to make another video when they're off so you can see the frosted lens, and then what I'm planning on doing with the outer ring. I'm planning on getting aluminum or steel or silver ring to go around it to give it that nice look. All right, there we go. These marks right here, they're not scratches, they're just dirt from moving the panel around when I had it here in the trunk. But they look beautiful, and as I mentioned before, If you can see the outer circle, I'm gonna go ahead and get aluminum steel rings for it to give it that nice pleasant look, so it doesn't look like just a regular brown black panel. But it looks beautiful. Nice.